household or two-parent household where there's a single earner, single income earner. That is a major reason as to why people don't as much. That's a major reason as to why people don't have children, especially in a place like the United States of America, where childcare is incredibly costly. Daycare is expensive. Childbirth is expensive. These are the reasons as to why people don't have children anymore, partially because they don't even have time to find a appropriate partner and then to go on a wonderful journey of learning and development and fall in love and then also live with one another and then also get married and have a child and then raise the child. You don't have no time for none of this shit. You have like 10 hours to yourself outside of sleeping, and you oftentimes spend those 10 hours gambling on Roulette or stake.com with the hopes, or DraftKings, with the hopes that you can get like a big payout. So yeah, Sigma Grindset, baby. Too busy following the cryptocurrency trends with the hopes that maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to get lucky. America has a birthing crisis because we're deporting people, and the only people capable of having children and receiving this credit are white people, and they won't give it to other people. Hassan Abiy, now you're comparing it to China. Say America will have the same birth rate problems that China used to have, and China does not have high birth rates anymore and will scaffold by Trump raising prices. Am I getting that right? No, I mean, China is nowhere near as bad in terms of the birth rate issue as opposed to a country like Japan or even a place like South Korea. And the reasons as to why they have those issues is because they just don't have free time. I mean, I joke and say it's because 2D women is far too great. Everyone wants Hatsune Miku and no one wants the real deal, but that's just a joke. It's not just about work. It's also about the cost. But the biggest reasons as to why South Korea and Japan especially have these diminishing birth rates is because of what their daily existence looks like. They literally just do not have time to take care of children. It's too costly, and they also don't have time. They're working. So what is the Trump administration doing to address this problem? Baby bonuses and menstrual cycle classes are among the ideas pitched to Trump aides as they consider plans of boosting the birth rate. The reality is the cat's out of the bag, the toothpaste out of the tube. What you have to do if you want to force this dynamic is to eliminate birth control and also make it so that women can't work. Like make it illegal for women to work so they have nothing else to do and they just keep popping babies. That's it. These are that's the only way. If you think that this is if this is a real problem that we have to address, then that's what you have to do. And I fear maybe that's where we're gonna get to eventually, because $5,000 to have a child is not gonna cut it. When was the last time everybody was popping out like 8 kids at a time when maybe some of those children were not making it past like 12 or 13 or 14 due to a bunch of different medical complications because vaccines were not readily available. The other reason as to why they were popping out like 8 kids was because you needed farm hands. Why would you need farm hands if agriculture is automated? How do we get back? How do we return? Okay, how do we return to tradition? On the one hand, we eradicate vaccines. Shouts out to RFK, big dog in the building, so that you have to at least have like a couple, right? So that you can make sure that some of them will make it past the age of 20. And how do we get back to an agrarian style structure like a fucking medieval peasant? We have a monarch and we destroy the global web, the international trade that we have designed. Bring back polio, bring back measles, bring back tuberculosis, bigly, destroy global trade, okay? Destroy global trade in its entirety and go back to behaving like the Amish. There you go. You have solved your problem. And if you can't do that because people like their treats and they like their technology and all this then you just basically make it illegal for women to work in the workplace. You make it illegal for women to get birth control. You make it illegal for some people to get abortions and make it very legal and forcible for others to also get abortions. You know, I can't seem to place my finger on it, but there was definitely a group that did that before where it was illegal for some people to get abortions. And then it was not only encouraged and legal, but forced for other groups to get abortions. I just can't. It's been like 100 years at this point, so I just can't remember what country did that. Oh, that's right. It was Nazi Germany. That's right. Okay, so yeah, I think that this would fix a lot of America's problems if this is a problem at all. I didn't believe Nathan Tankus when he said this admin was really concerned about birth rates until now. Oh no, they do. They're that stupid. Now, some of you are being real gay and lame and woke in the chat and talking about universal child care. Yuck. That's communism. Children might learn the wrong lessons there, like sharing is caring, or that the government should lend a helping hand in times of need. We can't have that. We should go back. We must return to agrarian peasantry. That's my solution. If this is a problem, the way to fix it is to do degrowth, to go back to anarcho-primitivist structures, to become an agrarian society, or make it illegal for women to work, and also make it illegal for women not to have a child, not to be pregnant at all times. Let's take a look at how they're covering it in the
And the New
media.
York Times reports the Trump administration is considering proposals to encourage more American women to get married and have babies. The incentives would potentially include giving $5,000 in cash to American mothers after delivery and funding programs to educate women on their menstrual cycles. The administration officials have publicly promoted the pro-natalist movement on several occasions.
I want more babies in the United States of America, and I want beautiful.
Ew. I feel like every time we show JD Vance saying that or Elon Musk saying that, there's like at least 1,000 women that decided to never have children. Like, I feel like it just shuts off. If I was a lady with a vagina, my pussy would just close off at the mere thought of following the commands of this fucking loser. There's just 0% chance. Ain't nobody's fucking after this.
Young men and women who are eager to welcome them into the world and eager to raise them.
The birth rate is very low in almost.
Ooh, back to back. That's not good. Back to back. Oh my God. I'm sorry for doing this to the ladies in the chat. Your ovaries are officially dry right now. It's over. You're skipping your period this month, but that's only because this was automatic birth control.
Every country, and it's something.
Don't worry, you're not pregnant.
Civilization will disappear. America had the lowest birth rate, I believe, ever. That was last year.
I'll be known as the fertilization president. That's okay.
Oh my God. Barren wasteland down there, dude. Nothing. Oh, the trifecta. All of the grossest losers being like, you're gonna so hard. You're gonna be having so much sex, nutting only. We're putting together a group of police that are gonna monitor through your laptop camera. They're gonna monitor your strokes. And if you pull out, we will arrest you. No more pulling out.
And New York Times reporter Caroline Kitchener joins me now to talk more about this. Caroline, thanks for coming on. I know you did a deep dive on this topic. So what else can you tell us about these potential incentives and the overall goal here?
Well, we don't know.
Also, before we get into this, the ethical way to do this is unironically to pay people not $5,000, but basically to treat it as like, if you have a child, it's like a job, a well-paying job. Like, if you really want to improve birth rates, and that's what you got to do. You got to, on the one hand, reduce work hours and improve wages in general so that a single earner can at least make up for the lack of having two earners in a household. Okay. And child rearing is a job. You have to also make it so that there's universal child care, and you have to pay people. You have to literally either have government babysitters, universal child care, and on top of that, if people don't want to opt into that program and they want to take care of their own children, you have to just pay them like it's a job. Sky's the limit, on the other hand, for the depravity of this administration. Maybe they just like create rape brigades. I don't know. They're so psychotic. Like, I don't know where this goes at all. It's very, very scary that this is literally this is what they are trying to do, though. Like, it is so terrifying that this is unironically something that they are really, really focused on.
Know what the Trump administration is going to do yet, but I had started hearing from sources that they were taking these meetings and they were having these conversations, and they were saying to advocates who care very deeply about the declining birth rate, here, come to us, bring us your proposals. And so that's what they did. And they've really been hearing them out in recent weeks. So I think it's anybody's guess what they're going to do, but I think it's fair to expect them to do something.
As we're talking about this, the national birth rate has declined since 2007. Last year, the CDC reported birth rates are at a historic low. So why are Americans having fewer